All right, for today's video review, we're going to be rounding out our little trio of Legends class Insecticons here and be taking a look at Transformers Titans Return Kickback. A pretty decent little Legends class figure here. I quite like this guy. Like I said before, it's a little strange how, these three Insecticons were all technically released in different toy lines, like just, in the following years. So as a result of that, they all have like a different gimmick because they were parts of toy lines that had like line-wide gimmicks. And in the case of Titans Return Kickback, all the little Legends class figures had some sort of like way for like Titan Masters to ride in their vehicle mode. So for Kickback, you actually just take his little translucent chest piece here and open that up, and then we can take a little Titan Master here, and you can just slot into place and ride on top of a giant grasshopper there. And it's cute. I've never once felt the need to like really use this feature, but it is technically part of the figure, so there you go. That's how that works. But yeah, other than that, it's a fairly unobtrusive gimmick, and he's got a pretty nice little grasshopper mode here. I love the translucent yellow wings there. I feel like he's got a pretty good like cartoon accurate looking bug mode head sculpt here. He actually has like an abdomen proper, which a lot of Kickbacks don't, so that's kind of nice. In terms of articulation, the only thing you're really getting is the wings are on ball joints, so you can rotate them around. They're also notionally on a hinge, but it doesn't really have a huge range, so it's also like part of that hinge is clear plastic and it's really tight, so I don't usually mess with that all that often, but that is a joint that is there. And then the back legs, of course, will end up being the robot mode legs, so he's got a ball joint at the hip here, and then you can kind of bend this knee in, and then I don't think this is supposed to have articulation because it's like in the middle of his bug mode shin, but that does also fold up if you need it to. But yeah, in terms of comparisons in this mode, just for some standard ones, here he is with Sideswipe and Rat Trap for that standard deluxe and core class size comparison. Here he is. There goes Rat Trap onto the floor. Here he is with the other two Legends Insecticons that we've looked at recently. And as you can see, they're a little bit mismatched in terms of like, oh, the shade of purple is a little bit different, more so on Bombshell than the other ones. The shade of yellow is a little bit different, especially on him because he's actually got, translucent plastic as opposed to the, painted detail there. But still, I think the three of them look pretty cool together. And then last but not least, here he is with our Legacy Kickback, just so you can see what the two of them look like together. And yeah, I mean, in terms of bug mode, I think that he's the winner here. Like, obviously, these guys are going for more of the like G1 Diaclone design, but like still I feel like the head looks just like a lot more convincing on this guy, whereas this guy's just kind of like obviously just Kickback's robot mode head just kind of folded down. Like he doesn't even have any obvious spot where they're supposed to be like eyes or anything. This guy doesn't have an abdomen at all, so you can really clearly tell that he's just kind of, a dude laying down, whereas this guy actually does add an abdomen, even though that's less accurate to, how the G1 one was. But still, yeah, I mean, I like both of them, but I think in terms of bug mode, this guy's just a little bit more convincing. But yeah, to get onto transformation, he's got some pretty neat tricks going on. For the back legs here, you basically just want to like fold them up like this and then fold them out like that, which will also flip out the robot mode foot there. Just collapse them up like that. The wings, you just want to rotate up like this, and then take these whole sections with the bug legs here and just rotate them out like that. So they'll kind of sit on the back just like that, and you can rotate the wings a little bit further so they actually sit on his back properly. Take the abdomen section here, and it will kind of like untab from this section here. It's not a very strong connection. Like this bit always kind of wants to like split down the middle and not really tab into place properly, but it is notionally supposed to tab into place, and then split the arms there, and then just rotate them out to the side till they click into place. And then you can rotate around these little abdomen sections to be the forearms there. Then you want to take the bug head and just fold it down like that, and then the antenna stay, flip up, and then rotate around to be his robot mode head. And there we have Kickback in his robot mode. And yeah, that's a pretty cool little transformation there. Definitely his head is a little bit small. He's got some kibble on the back there, but still, that's a pretty good looking Kickback, all things considered. In terms of articulation, the head is on it's on a swivel and a hinge here, so it can rotate around and it can hinge up and down like that. The antenna themselves are soft plastic. They don't have any extra articulation there. The shoulders are on ball joints, which can rotate around like that before they start bumping into the back and go out to the side. It's got ball jointed elbows, which gives him a bicep swivel, and decently deep elbow bend there. Nothing at the waist, obviously. Hips are on ball joints, which go forward and back and out to the side. He's got ball joints at the knees here, which also gives him a thigh swivel. Weirdly, these do kind of like lock into place, so you can't like really activate that thigh swivel when his legs are just kind of like stock straight. But when you have his knees bent, you definitely can. And again, decent little knee articulation there. And then the feet, you can kind of like collapse them in as part of transformation to sort of act as like a forward toe joint, but doesn't really work, and he's not all that stable when those are collapsed in at all. But yeah, so, decent little articulation on this little guy. In terms of comparisons in this mode, here he is again with Kingdom Sideswipe, and then got to get Rat Trap off the floor. One of these days, something's going to break from that fall, but so far, so good. But yeah, here's what he looks like with an average deluxe and an average core class, just so you can see kind of how he stacks up there. Here he is again with his... Rat Trap's trying to fall again. No, not going to let it happen. Here he is with the other two Legends class Insecticons. So you can see it's a fairly good-looking little trio here. Like I said, they're a little bit mismatched in terms of the shade of purple and the shade of yellow, but still, I feel like that they do still kind of get the job done and make a nice little trio here. And then last but not least, here he is again with Legacy Kickback, just so you can see. Yeah, I mean, bug mode better on this guy, robot mode definitely better on this guy. I mean, just size alone, but also he's a lot more, kind of like boxy, like the original G1 design was. But yeah, oh, also, there you go. Here he is with a Titan Master, just for posterity's sake, I guess. But yeah, no, that's pretty much all there is to him. He's a fun little figure. I think he's probably my favorite of the three Legends Insecticons. They're all fun, but I feel like he's the one with the least sort of issues there. But yeah, I mean, like, his head's a little small and he's got some kibble on the back, but still he's a pretty fun figure overall. Not a whole lot of complaints about him. But yeah, if you enjoy my videos, make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel. I do reviews every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And without further ado, here we have Transformers Titans Return Legends Class Kickback.